we have completed as of now first stage, right? File to staging. Now the second stage is staging to interface. Here we have to develop a package. So I'll list out all the like main points in this package we need to do. So in this package, we'll do few things here. One is validations, another one is insertion, insert into interface tables, the valid records, and we'll do update error records, error table, and then update staging table. That's it. Only like 4 points only we'll do, but it looks lengthy here, the package and all, but we need to understand first. So I'm opening a package now. This you can copy paste also, not a problem, but some alterations required here. Because the same package you can utilize in other projects as well. But the thing is, slight changes you need to identify. Okay. So this is the syntax of a package: create or replace package name, and then one procedure here. So this is the procedure. And for every procedure, if you want to use it in Oracle applications, there are two parameters required. One is error buff. These are all the two out parameters. Red code will have a values here: 0 for normal, 1 for warning, and 2 for error. I mean to say, if you see a concurrent program, this are also completed normal. So we could have seen other warning, right? If you want to purposefully make a warning, the concurrent program, so we can use red code. Red code is equal to 1 it is. If you want to make it error, so if you just look at some other errors, these are all warnings only. Yeah, error. So we have seen three things here. One is normal, error, another one is warning. So to make your program with a warning status or error status, we have to use red code is equal to like hard coded value. It is 0 for normal, 1 for warning, and 2 for error. Another one is error message. So error message is like whenever you are validating the values, if you get any errors, that errors, this variable will pick it up. So and that too, this is an out keywords. Both are out keywords only. So here there are three parameters, right? In, out, like. So in is for input, out is for output it is, and in output means the same value it will be calculated. So any doubts in this? Package syntax, procedure syntax, and then error buff red code. So without this two, you will not be able to execute your program into Oracle application status. So that's about the specification. Now next is body. So this actually you have to write on your own, but like you can utilize any project code here. The same thing it will work. Only slight column changes, table changes will be same. There won't be any change in the tables. Only 1 or 2 columns it will change. Most of the projects use the same package. You don't need to write from scratch. Okay. Fine. Now almost it is 1100 lines code. Okay. But I'll make you to understand. Don't worry. So I'll take 40-45 minutes. We'll go slowly one by one. I'll make a note of all these points, important points, and I'll share it with you at the end. Okay. So from this line 1 onwards to till end of the code, we'll go. So first here is body. In this body, there are certain global variables. Why we are saying a global variables here is we can access all this into some other program units. 1 minute, guys. I'll just highlight this with the SQL. See, if you use SQL here, automatically the keywords will be highlighted like this. So where you have to go? Language and choose your language. Now you can easily understand like this. Okay. Now this purpose of global variables here is who has submitted this program and how many number of supplies you are processing. and how many number of sites, contacts, and how many processed, how many rejected. These are all we should display at the end. Okay. So simply if you're processing 5,000 records, and we should know like how many records loaded, how many records got error. So these are all we should know. So for that purpose only, global variables. Global means like we can access from other program units. So what I will do, I'll take this code, go to Toad. You can see here, this is one procedure. This is another procedure and one more. Overall, the whole 1100 lines code is this only. So first global variables we are using. These global variables we can access in this procedure as well as this procedure. That's why it is called as a global. Understood? So local means if you take any variable inside of this procedure, that you cannot access into this procedure. Okay, global scope. We'll call it as a scope it is. It will be accessible across all the program units. This is called as a program unit. Procedure is a program unit, package is a program unit, function is a program unit. Okay. Again, I'm saying what is meant by global? Global variables are accessible across all the program units mentioned in this body. So if you notice here in the body, there are 3 procedures in the body, but in the specification only 1 procedure, this one. There are other 2 procedures are there. Those are all called as a local to this body. You cannot access from other program units. Understood? What I will do, I'll just make a note for you. Hardly 10 points, nothing much. I'm writing as a code. These are all to make you understand only. Okay. Code flow. The first step is what it is? Global variables. What is meant by global variable? This is called as a scope, right? Scope means local and then public. So global means it will be a public only. We can access from other program units. And the purpose of global variables in this case is we can display how many number of suppliers you are processing, how many processed, how many rejected. Clear? The first point is G means global. This is our own variable it is. And you know this percentile type. These are all, if you don't know PLSQL also, you can later study that. Row, percentile, row type. Difference between type and row type, any idea?
Type returns the particular column data type.
Correct.
Row returns the particular.
The entire table. That's it. Understood, right, guys? If you want to declare any variable, okay. So to declare this user ID, we don't know whether it is a number data type or character data type, we don't know. That's why what we are doing from this particular table, whatever the data type it has, the same thing we are allocating. That is, it means, okay. Percentile type means this user ID, we don't know, even system also doesn't know. Whatever the data type it has, it may be a number, character, whatever it is, that will be allocated to user ID. Okay. So that is advantage of the percentile type. Row type means we can use any column from that particular table. Yeah. So clear these points. Now what we are doing is, so this header is really required. So this header we have to write it. If you write any package, you need to write the header so that people will come to know what is the significance of this procedure. So people will not get time to see, open, read line by line and all. So header description is what it is. This is the procedure called by the main procedure. Main procedure in the sense here only it is. So this is the main procedure. Calling is very easy. Just we have to put semicolon here. Your procedure name followed by semicolon it is. That is called as a calling the validate procedure. Got it? Now we can read this. This is the procedure called by the main procedure to validate the records in the staging table. So how many records we have in the staging table? That we'll see first. This is the staging table which we created last time. So we have not loaded. I think earlier we have given some other our own client, right? Like this. So these are all the data we have to validate whether it is correct or not. So one is supplier name. We have to make sure it's already there in the system or not. And this is a vendor number. And these are all currencies. See, payment currency, invoice currency, and then supplier number, ID, supplier ID, term name, and then one more is payment priority. So now come to this point. So what it is saying here, to validate the records in the staging table. So how many records you have seen? One is supplier name, supplier alternative name, supplier number, terms name, whatever you are saying. Clear? These are all the columns we are validating. Validating means in our system, terms name may be immediate. If you get immediate 1, 2, 3, it may not recognize. That's an invalid record. So the data must be suitable to our Oracle applications. That is called as a validation. The wrong data we should not take. So now the second point is what it is. Validation procedure. The validation procedure will fully focus. So how many columns you have seen that you need to first list out here. Vendor name, alternative name is not required. Okay. So this is called as an alternative name. It's not required. And one more is supplier number. The number must be unique here. And then term name, payment priority, payment currency, invoice currency. These are all the columns we have to validate. We'll call it as a validations. Supplier name, supplier number, terms name, payment priority, invoice currency code, and then payment currency. These are all called as a validations. Verification of columns, whether it is good or bad. That's it, simply in our terminology. So first we'll focus on validation. After validating, the third one here is insertion. Insert into interface tables. This third point we'll see later. First focus on second procedure only. This one I'm talking about. Almost 25 to 800. Okay. 750 lines code it is there, but it's easy only. I'll just expand. So first, the data is available in this particular table, right? How to take this data is through cursors. Cursor is what it is. It's like a temporary memory area to hold the select statement output. That is called as a cursor. So you can see here, cursor name is select star from that particular table where status flag is null. So right now, what is the status flag here? You can see somewhere. Right now, it is not yet validated. It is new record. So it is null. Status flag is null. If it's already error E, if it is already validated V, so that we should not pick it up. Only always we have to pick null records. Null means it's fresh record. So that's why we have mentioned in the where class, status flag is what it is, null. So what this cursor is doing right now, cursor is holding the data of this particular select statement into this particular variable. That's why cursor is like a pointer to this particular variable. Cursor declaration it is. Cursor name is select star from that particular condition. Clear? Now we have three types of cursors we need to take. One is for supplier, sites, and one more is for contacts. So whenever you are taking a contact, you should indicate this is on which vendor site. It's a hierarchy, right? Straight away you cannot say contacts. If you say simply cursor contact, then your system also will be in a confusion. That is belongs to which supplier ID. So master detail relationship is required here. So if you see here for site, the vendor ID is the join, we can say simply. It's a parameter, fee vendor ID. So you are indicating this site is belongs to so and so vendor ID. Parameters are here is vendor ID, site code parameters. Now, yeah, this is over already. As of now, 2 points only completed. One is global variables to handle the output here to display into the output. Second one is cursors inside of this particular validation procedure. I'm noting down here. Validation procedure name also I'm putting. This is a validation procedure. This is your own name, but by seeing this, we can come to know AP supplier site contacts validation procedure. So people also can easily come to know. Okay. Now first validate the supplier name or number. Come down. To validate it, there will be a number of records. So definitely we have to take for loop here. You can see this is the for loop is required. Okay. For variable name, for loop syntax, you know, right? This is a syntax of for loop. For variable name in cursor name and then loop for loop syntax. Now we are validating here the first supplier name with the if condition only, like this simply. If I'll just simply type it here. So how we can validate the supplier name here is by using if condition. If your cursor for loop variable, so we have taken here as a supplier record dot supplier name is null. So if it is null, we have to make it error. Then, so it's like English only, no much complicated Oracle PLSQL. Null. Then there are two flags here, right? In your staging table, two flags. One is status flag, and one more is here. This one, error message. This one, status flag as well as error message. Two we have to update, saying that this is error because it should not be a null, but it is null here. That's why we only forcefully updating status flag as null, as well as error message something. Something means like currency error, terms error, or any column error that we have to update here. So there are two flags. L means local variable, error flag that is equivalent to we are assigning a value that must be here y. Y means it is error. And one more variable it is that is L error message colon. Which error it is? Supplier record dot supplier name. Okay, we are concatenating with a message saying that it is null. Hence, it's duplicate record. So we have to observe here whether it is null or is not null. We have to check. If it is null only, then we need to make it error. Then end it. This is the piece of code we have tried to validate. Just if condition. In the same fashion, if I want to validate supplier number, so what you need to do, just copy, paste, wherever number is there, we have to keep, wherever name is there, we have to keep number. That's it. That's why the length of the code will increase, nothing much. Unlike this, if I want to validate term name, or we can say terms, where you can see in which table in AP module. Correct. Term side is a column, AP terms is a table name. So then how we'll write a validation? These are all called as anonymous blocks, nameless blocks. So first if condition, if your cursor variable is what it is, supplier rec is dot terms name is not null. If it is not null, then only we have to validate. If it is null, then we'll make it immediate error. Then, sorry, okay, this it's like English only, right? No much logic. You have to read, that's it. Then begin exception n. So this is a block. This is called as an anonymous block. Anonymous means it does not have a name. Okay. Now in between begin and exception, there must be a statement here. Statement select, as you said, terms ID as well as terms or name only take it. Terms name into class. It's called as a class. We are dynamically taking a terms name and we are pushing into one variable. So that's called as a variable. It's a class. Select column name into L term name from table name. Table name is what it is, AP terms TL, where your terms name or name it is simply. It's not a terms name, it's a name. Okay. Where name is equivalent to supply record as term name. That's it. This is the piece of code we need to write. So if it is matches, then the term is there in the Oracle applications, we can use it. If it does not matches, then there are standard exceptions are there. Do you remember standard exceptions? So when no data found, these are standard exceptions given by Oracle. When no data found, then immediately we have to update two error flags. So that is this one, error flag as well as error message. Okay, you type it. When no data found, then L error flag we are assigning this as a error. Then L error message. L means local variable, guys. Flag. So the message which we are printing here, like terms name is new. So that means that we are not able to find in the database. Okay. Terms name is duplicated also, we can say. Any other meaningful name it is. This is our own name. Terms name does not exist. That is better. And then end it. Yeah, error message it is, sorry. Error message it is. Okay. Now there are other exceptions also there. Do you remember that other exceptions? When others, then same story. Then end if. So this is the way we can keep writing code for all the columns. So how many columns we have wrote as of now? Supplier name we have written, number, and then term name. There are other columns. What are other columns we need to write? So other columns are here is your currency, payment currency, then that's it. Payment priority also. So the payment priority must be the value is 1 to 99 only. If it is 100 or 101, that is error. Or if it is -1, that is error. The valid range is what it is, 1 to 99 it is. That is called as a payment priority. Okay. So now I'll show you the package, you will be able to come to know. So again, I'm coming, so it will be a revision for you. This is the procedure we are talking about. Forget about all this. These two we'll see later. Validation procedure only we are talking about. Validations means we are checking columns whether good or bad. Okay. So first expand this. This procedure will have a cursors. Overall 3 cursors. First cursor for see, I mentioned already here. You also need to write like this only. So first cursor for supplier, then sites, then one more is contacts. Whenever you are using master detail relationship, then definitely there must be a join is required. It may be vendor ID, vendor interface ID, like that. Okay. If you are working on a purchase order, PO header ID is a join, PO line ID is a join, like that. Now, so these are all why these many local variables is those many columns we are validating. So after every column validation, you have to include one variable here. Otherwise, it will not be able to access. Variable is we have to declare right before using it. That's why. That's why those many. Now, here we are taking count star here. Count star. The number of records from this particular table where status flag is null. But right now, how many number of records here? Only one. Count. The count of record. There may be 3,000 records, 30,000 records also you can see in the company. So count star will give you the number of records which we are going to process. So that records will keep into this particular variable. In the same way G site, in the same way G contact. All small. So till here one statement. And this is a second statement. And this is the third statement it is. What is the purpose of all this? It will give you the number of records which we are going to process. As of now, we don't know how many number of records we are processing. So now for loop. Why? What is the purpose of for loop is we have to process multiple records. If it is a single record, for loop is not required. Multiple records, row by row processing it is. So for every record, it will interact with the PLSQL engine it is. So in the for loop, the syntax is for variable. This is your own variable. You can take any name. And this is the cursor name. Loop. We are looping the records. Now validation starts for supplier. See, validation we already typed. If what is this actually? Yeah, this is what it is. Supply record. What is this? For loop variable. It's a variable. Right now, the data will be there in this subrec only. The whole data will be there in this. If there are 3,000 records, all the 3,000 records we can see into this subrec only. Clear? Now, if subrec dot supplier number is null, then we have to make it error. And why it is error, that also we have to indicate, saying that supplier number is null. And we need to print it into log button here. See, there are 2 buttons in this, correct? One is output button, another one is log button. So otherwise people cannot come to know what went wrong. So what is the API we can use? API name is this one. It is an API. fnd file.putline, fnd file.log. So as of now, we have used in DBMS, right? But DBMS works for only backend, not for Oracle apps. For Oracle applications, we have to use this fnd file.putline only. So this piece of code is for supplier number. The same as it is, just only name change. That is for name. Now term name. So we already typed, right? If this for loop variable dot terms name is not null, see null, not null, you have to make sure here what's happening. So if it is not null, means if it is already there a value term name, here it's there, it's not null, it's not null. Then we can use this anonymous block. See, begin, then select statement. We are taking two columns here. One column is also fine. And why upper is like sometimes terms name will be very bigger. It will not match. So we'll convert everything into uppercase. So these are all the functions you know already. And when no data found, if term name which you are giving that is not there, then immediately it will throw error saying that the term name does not exist for so and so supplier, and we are putting a log message in the same way when other than clause. And else also we have to make it error. So hardly like here itself 60-70 lines coding event. Now next is currency. Currency is stored into FND currencies table. And here also same story. So shall we write one? We are writing a invoice currency. You can easily write validation, I know. Let's start. So first what you have to do, if condition, correct? If what is a variable sub record, supply record, rec means record, dot invoice currency code or currency, whatever the column name. Column name is simply currency also, is not null. Then the structure of anonymous blocks. What is that? Begin, exception, next, can. In between begin and exception, we have to write a statement, that is select column name of currency code into a variable. Variable is L currency code. Any other variable you can take. L means local variable, anyone can recognize. From currency table, that is FND. You should know the table name actually. Then only we can write validation. Currencies where currency code is equivalent to your column name. So your column name is this one. Okay. And one more is also there, that is enabled flag. Enabled flag. That must be Y. So sometimes currency will be there, but they will not enable. See, I'll show you in the system. Currency is mostly in which module you can see? Inventory module, PO module, order management, where you can see currencies. Currencies. Usually currencies you can see into which module? General ledger module, correct. So here only we'll define your company is located in UK or US or India. What is the currency? These are all you can define into GL module only. That is general ledger. Okay. General ledger vision operations. Now control L, or else here itself is there. Currency. There are two things, revaluation, translation. So we'll see that, or else like control L. Which currency you are taking? Let's say USD. So that US dollar, that must be enabled, then only we can utilize it. See, this is called as enabled checkbox. So if you are working for India, then INR must be enabled. Okay, and if you are working for Afghanistan, that Afghani currency, that must be enabled. See, it is not enabled. In your file, you keep on Afghani currency, AFN, then you will come to know how it will throw error. Okay, that is called as a validation. And not only enable checkbox, it should not be end-dated like this. This is an old currency, that's why they have end-dated. In 2003, they have modified the currency, Afghanistan. So that's why they have end-dated here. Okay, mostly you cannot see end-dated until unless they change the currency in their own country. So my point is this is really required. Enabled flag. And exception, there are two major exceptions we'll use. What are they? When no data found, then two flags. What are they? Error flag
error message.
Correct. This you need to type it here saying that you are any meaningful message, okay? Take this. Lesson. Okay. So this is the we can start writing validations. How many validations you have used as of now? Currency, term name, supplier number, supplier name, and what are the other things are pending in this? If you look this table name, you will come to know. Okay. This is called as a validation. Each and every column also we have to validate, except this alternative names, descriptions, those are all we cannot validate. Fine. Now go to Toad. We'll see other columns. I no need to explain every column now, correct? Payment currency, it is similar. Invoice currency, we have already validated. And then payment currency, also same. The next is pay group. Then payment priority, I've already explained you. The supplier record payment priority, if it is less than 1 or greater than 99, then that is, it's an invalid range. The valid range must be here is 1 to 99 only. 1 to 99 is the valid range. Okay. So validation ended for supplier. We have the verification of columns is ended. So after ending, what we have to do is the major 4 points we will do. Okay. You read this. Can you read? If there is an error in the supplier, the related supplier site and contact also we have to make it error. We should not proceed. If there is an error in the master record, then there is no meaning in loading sites without master record. So that's why we are saying here clearly, we only purposefully making as an error. If error flag is Y, then you will have to update as a E. Then whenever you get error, we have to increment the error count also, because we have to show the error count, right? If you just go up right now 334, right? Go up here. There is a global variable here. This one. So we have to increment this. Then only we can display the rejected count. So Control G we can use 335. We can go to that particular line. Control G. Now update the site table also saying that validation is failed. So we no need to validate or we no need to update this particular sites as a valid record. It will be error only still. It remains same. And in the same way, contacts. And we have to call one error table. We are maintaining one separate error table. If you go here, there is error procedure inside of it. Error procedure. So this is the error procedure. Create the error procedure to be called in the validation procedure. After every validation, we have to call this error procedure. Then only we can insert into this particular error table. This is our own table, Oracle has not given. So end of the day, after loading into conversion, we have to report to the user saying that these many got errors. So how we can capture here is by using this particular error table. This is our own table. It is having a very limited columns. On which table name we got error, and when was the error creation date, what is the error description. That's it. Error creation date means it is system date, today only, see, system date. And identified description is, we have 2 columns, right? One is error flag, other one is error message, that will assign here. That's it. So this is called as a error procedure. Now go to again same line, 335, right? So now tell me, what is this? It's a procedure. Update error table is a procedure. So if you press F4, it's a local, right? It will not display. Okay. This procedure we are calling at this supplier name and error details, we are passing as error message. Now else, if record is not error, then obviously opposite, right? If it is, we already validated, there is no error in that means what it means? It is a valid record. Valid means V it is. So in the same fashion, we have to start the validation start for sites. Same story. So another for loop we have to start. And again, same validation. See, we are checking our code, and then we are checking site name, null or not null. This is a second table. Remember, first table is already over. Supply table is over. Now sites, then followed by contacts. That's why this code looks that much lengthy. Now, how we can validate the terms name, country code. So we are validating country code and invoice currency. If you notice here, do you find any difference? Same as it is. We are taking currency code into variable from FND currencies and then enabled flag, no data found, all as it is, it is. Site level also currency is there, not only at header level. So till now 500 lines code is over. Any confusion till now? No, right? Okay. Now we have to make here something important. We are under a validation. I'll remove everything, guys. These are all. I'm asking you how many types of validation, how many columns we have validated. Tell me name of the columns. This in interviews also people will ask you. Supplier name, correct? No, contacts we'll see later. Only for supplier.
Supplier number.
Perfect. Payment. Payment term name. Yes. Term name. Next.
Invoice currency.
Invoice currency. Perfect. Perfect. One more. Some range is there, right? What is the range? Yeah, correct. That is payment priority. Anything we missed? Anyway, let it be. One or two we will miss, obviously. Now, site level validations. Did you get a chance to remember? Site level validations. All you have to say. Site level validations also you have not seen, right? So you may not remember. These are all. I will see the code only, that is better. You need to sit on this code whole day. Then only you can remember all this. Otherwise, you'll get confused. So first is what it is. Operating unit, right? Site level, we can see operating unit. This one. The second one is term name. These are all site level only, not master level. Country code, payment currency, invoice currency. Then pay group, payment method. So how many payment methods we have in P2P? Check payment method. Wire, correct? Manuals, through bank. EFT, electronic fund transfer, those are all called as a payment methods. That's it. Validation ended. So I no need to type here. I just told you. Okay. Site level validations, let it be. That is your duty to remember all those. But after validation, I did few things. Do you remember? Major important points. One is if there is error in supplier table. Yes, we forcefully update. We made already, that is sites and contacts as an error only. So without the master records, we should not proceed with the detailed records. Okay. Now, after getting an error, immediately what you have to do? We have to call error procedure. I told you, right? Call error procedure. What is the purpose of error procedure? Because it has an error table in it. So it will list out all the errors inside of it. And now next is, if you get error immediately, what you need to do? You need to increment error count because we have to report it, right? These many records rejected. So that is called as a increment error count. Rejected count, or we can say better, that is better. Increment rejected count. And one more here is the moment you get an error, so we have to update the staging table also. See, that's why here we mentioned update staging table with the flag E, not only error procedure. Your own staging table also we have to make it as an error E. So the fourth point is what it is. Fourth point is update. Yes, correct. Update staging table with error. Overall 4. You just revise. Even at site level also same will do. Contact level also same will do. Overall 4 extra points we need to do after doing a validation. Any confusion? Again, I'll ask you. Go to body. So validation ended for sites. After validation ending for sites, 4 points, correct? What is the first point? Update the staging table with the error. First point is over. Second point, it is what it is. That is increment the rejected count. Second point, clear? And third point is where whatever the error record in the master, the detail also we have to mark it as an error. That is the third point. And what is the fourth point here? Calling a right, correct error. So now you clearly understood the whole package. So after finishing all the validations, even after contacts also same story. We look at here. See, after validating and validation ending for contacts also same. Same 4 points will be repeated here also. See, update the error table, staging table with error flag, and increment a rejected count. And other table also we have to make it error. And one more is calling error procedure. 4 points repeated 3 times as of now. After supplier, after site, after contact. Okay, overall 12 points repeated. Now that procedure is over. Now next point is what it is. Now you got to know the record is error or good. Come to know. Good means valid. Valid means V. Error means E. So if you just expand it, we had 3 interface tables. If you notice, in case of a supplier, 3 interface tables are there. What are they?
Supplier
Correct. I think we have not noted down yesterday, right? In this tab, these are all interface tables. 3 interface tables it is. Okay, AP suppliers in sites in turn site contacts entities. 3 interface tables. In these three interface tables, INT means interface. We are interfacing the data. So these three interface tables, we have to insert it. While inserting also, we have to take a cursors. Cursors flag is what it is, V, valid records. It is very easy procedure. Three insert statements we have to take by taking a three cursors. Let me show you now. Status flag is what it is, V. Everywhere V, three cursors. In this procedure also, these are all local again. This is, you read this.
This is the business part.
Correct? Got it right? Same, you understood. Now take the cursors for loop as usually. Plain insert statements here. Insert into a table and all the columns. And some columns we have to give sequences. Sequence dot next val, cur val, correct? And then some upper, that is okay. After inserting everything, come down. These are all copy paste only, guys. I am not telling all the columns. You need to take the columns only. It will take time. Minimum they will give you 3 to 1 week, 3 days to 1 week time they will give to do all this. But I think half day is enough because we are getting code from other projects and we are doing alterations. You no need to type all this. Okay. Now after inserting everything, what you are doing? We are updating a staging table as a C. So how many status flags you have seen as of now? Very first time null, right? Then after validation, we got as a V or E. E means error, V means valid. And then flag is equal to C it is over here. Then this validation as well as insertion, we have to call into this main procedure. Main procedure, what it will do is, firstly, it will call validation procedure automatically. And secondly, it will call the insertion procedure. And we are displaying all the record history it is. This record history. That's it. I don't think so. It is too tough, right? Now let's register this into application. I think it's already registered. Only procedure name we have to take. It's already registered, but whenever you are taking, instead of XXAP, you keep your own name. Okay. That is better. Someone has registered. It's not there. Then we can register easily. Okay. We took other name, it seems. I think in this, it's not at all there. We can register, not a problem. So what we can do first, we take this package. Uppercase. Yeah, PLSQL stored procedure it is package name dot procedure name. So this is the procedure. Take this short name, go to define. Parameters. Is it having any parameters? This package. Specification. No, there are no input parameters. All are output parameters only. Simply you can select this. Now attach to request group. That's it. This package we have to submit. But while submitting, you may get some issues. If it doesn't find site records, then obviously it will give error. Let's see whatever the error it will give. View output, view log. It is not having anything in that. So anyway, first what we will do, we will register all these files, whatever you are seeing control file. Okay. So F2. I'm seeing whether the files are there or not. If not, then I may need to register all this. Just 5 more minutes, guys. We'll close the session. Not there. All the 3 steps we'll do now quickly. Okay. So first step is what it is, file to staging, right? File to staging means your application server. The whole conversion we are doing now quickly. Explanation is over. Extension I have changed to small CTL. Okay. And we are into reports. No, it's not correct. So we have to go to bin directory and then keep all at once. Better all the 3 files also here only. Here only all the 3 files. Usually there will be another inbound directory for input files. Now executable registration. It will, sorry, read and write. Yeah, let's see if it gives error. No worries, we'll do it. What I need to take here? It's a SQL loader file, right? Create again for sites also. All will go at once. Parameter. Perfect. We can give constant later. See, contact site. If I'm doing mistakes, please let me know. Here is the place, file, path. File name. This one, right?
Yes.
So make sure 19011903. See here, 19001903. Other also it must have same. So it's wrong, right? Correct, right? At least this one we have to change. Yes. 19001903. Same thing we have to maintain. It's a master data relationship, right? It has to match. Whenever you are taking sample data, you will have to make sure the same data is there. At least the joins related. So these three modified, right? Just before. So first this, along with the extension, we have to take the CSV file. First of all, tables created or not also we have not verified. Two rows loaded. What is your staging table script? This table. I'm just checking. Two rows are there or not. So this table is not there, correct? Yeah. Control file we have to check. Is it correct?
Yes.
It's wrong, right? Table is wrong. Resubmit it. We took table wrongly. You will get more interest when you work into the system. Initially, it may take time.
Yesterday we didn't create that table in the data. So it should take.
Yeah. So we'll see whether the table is there or not. Loaded. I just load this. It's there. Correct? Someone has created the staging table script. If not there, then definitely you can use this script. Just create table name, all the columns. Okay. In the same way, this table. Now submit the second one. Site, right? Supplier is over already. Site and then contact. They will give a lot of time for this. Why it is this file path? So we took some other value set, right? That's wrong. Go back. We took wrong value set. Yes, wrong. Characters is different, chars different. Okay, this I modified. There is no dependency on the contact. So we can do contact also parallelly. If it is wrong, check. Whenever it is wrong, check what went wrong. Column liability does not exist in a table. So we have to check liability account does not exist in a table. Okay, whatever the column you took, that column is not there in this particular table. So which column it is? Liability account, right? Check control file. Supplier contact site, right? We got error. So this is not there. It's not there. We took extra. That's a wrong. That is our own mistake. I just removed the column name. Again, resubmit that sites. Contacts well and good. It's loaded. You have to observe this history, loaded or not. Today, you have to keep aside P2P, O2C, form personalization, whatever. Focus on only conversion till evening. Okay, do a combined practice, you will get a confidence. You can see loaded, right? Now the data is there in the first stage. So if you look at here, as of now, we finished this stage. File to staging through SQL loader control file, we have successfully loaded. And second is what it is, staging to interface. Interface tables, package, validation, these are all I already told you. Only the data we have to transfer to this particular table. So how we can transfer? By using a package. Package I already registered. This package, correct? The purpose of this package is it will pick the data from staging table and then it will validate and it will insert into interface table. Just 2 lines only, description. Programmatically, we are loading thousands of data. That is the purpose of conversion. So it will not give output. It will give a, okay, this is wrong. It is not able to pick the data. Just check. Something went wrong, guys. That means package is compiled or not also, we don't know. Body is there already. See, someone, if you look at here, see, this is wrong, right? The package is there. Someone has taken another table, their own table. That is wrong. We have to recompile the package with the modified tables. Where is the package here? the whole package. Compilation is the keyword we can use, that is F5, like F5 simply. We have to make sure the tables which we have used is correct or not, staging tables. Major problem everyone will do staging table only. If data is not there means you could have used wrong tables. Now pick up that. Conversions we'll discuss 2 more or 3 more, but it will not take that much time. This is the very first time, right? That's why we are explaining pin to pin. But next time onwards, you only will tell me how to proceed, how to start and all. Check view log. That means good. View output. Yes, this is the correct one. So you observe this. How it is printing the data? By using, yes, if and if file, by using global variables. Okay. So number of records found, processed, there is no single rejected and all. Fine. And one final stage, almost final stage, what it is, we need to run a standard open interface program, correct? So there are 3 programs successively. One I'll show you, then you can try these 2. So how we can try is just simply submitting only. Program name, supplier, open interface, yes, correct. Batch size means 1000 records is the limit. If you want to load 10,000 records, 10,000 you can, or 500 records, 500 you can change. It's a batch. That's it, guys. Your conversion is also over. My explanation is also over. This is called as a conversion. We are converting third-party data into Oracle applications through programmatically. File to staging, staging to interface, interface to base. So there is an API approach also, like that is file to staging, then staging to base. Only 2 stages in API approach that we'll see next time in the next class. This is already over almost. The output check. Total suppliers imported is 0. The program is failed to import. Why? Because already records with that particular name is there. So now what you need to do is the name of the suppliers you have to change and redo all the process. So go to file and there is a supplier record. So here you can just take any name, different name. For example, I'm taking like this. Okay. And here this number also we have to change 1905, 1906, 06, 05. I'm just changing the numbers. The data must be unique, right? Someone has loaded what I need to do, correct? 1905, 06. Anything else? Only 2 records for sample I took, but in the company it may be different count. 3. The data again we have to do all the things quickly. Now it's very with the mouse clicks we can manage like this. Supplier is over. Site. I'm not verifying whether it is completed or not also. Then contacts. Looks all good. Not verifying, guys. The next is package. See how quickly we loaded, correct? After finishing this, what you have to do, we have to submit. That is supplier open request import. Like this. Check the view output. Good. View output. Again, same story. Check what went wrong. It is null. Okay. So these are all B2 general. These are all rejected because it's already there. So we have changed only names, but we have not removed from staging interface tables. We look at here. See, it's already there. That is a problem. Anyway, you take your own data, put your name, that's enough. Okay. So that's about the conversion. Tomorrow we'll talk about another conversion by using another approach, not open interface. We'll use API approach. Same procedure, but API will use it. But meantime, you have to practice at any cost today itself. Spend whole day on this. Any queries, guys? Online? I already given the coding yesterday, files, everything. You go through today this package.